Arcturian transmissions to our intergalactic emissaries, Part 2, Through the Portal. October 24, 2014. Dear intergalactic emissaries, we wish to tell you that you are in the process of download and integration of a higher light that was, and is still, being delivered from the higher dimensions. How does higher light download into Earth from the higher dimension? One way is that they catch a ride on the current space weather. Whenever there are energy fields flowing from your sun, or even from outside of your local solar system, the higher light takes advantage of that opportunity to ride the energy waves into the atmosphere of Gaia. It is important that you remember that all planets, solar systems, galaxies, and universal beings are sentient beings. As you, our intergalactic emissaries, continue to expand your conscious interaction with your higher expressions of self, you will become increasingly aware that Earth is a living, sentient being. If Earth is a living being, then so are all planets, solar systems, galaxies, and universes. A-Logos protects each of these immense beings. A-Logos is an extremely evolved and highly trained being that interfaces with the inhabitants, human and non-human, of a planet, solar system, galaxy, and/or universe. Once you develop a deep, personal relationship with Gaia, you will also develop a relationship with the being that is serving as her planetary logos. Earth's planetary logos during in your now is the Ascended Master Kuthumi. Before Kuthumi, Sanat Kumara served as the planetary logos. Sanat Kumara traveled, at great personal sacrifice, from his beloved Venus to serve as the logos for Earth. Sanat Kumara has now returned to Venus, and Kuthumi has taken the mantle of planetary logos. All of you, our interdimensional emissaries, are in constant communication with planetary logos Kuthumi, as well with the higher expressions of your multidimensional self on our ships. You see, we constantly watch over you. In fact, you all have a huge multidimensional support system. Unfortunately, as long as you slumber in the illusion that you are just a third-dimensional human struggling through the challenges of daily life, you will be unable to take advantage of the marvelous assistance that is constantly available. Please remember that we are always ready to personally introduce you to the higher dimensional members of your support team who constantly overlight you while you are wearing your Earth vessel. We, also, understand that even though you know you have the support system, you can still fall into the illusions of the 3D matrix of Earth. This matrix is very real to your third-dimensional perception. It is only when you perceive that matrix from the perspective of the fifth dimension and beyond that you can see that this magnetic matrix is overlit and protected by the crystalline foundation of the fifth-dimensional Earth. We ask that you go into your highest state of consciousness to perceive the fifth-dimensional crystalline emanations that glitter around all physical life. In fact, we ask that you do that right now. Please use your great power of imagination to look at your surroundings through your third eye. First, look at the reality that is now surrounding you. Now, close your physical eyes and expand your consciousness into the highest state of consciousness you can maintain. With your physical eyes closed, imagine that you are opening your third eye. Note how your reality has shifted once you perceive it through third eye. In order to fool your 3D brain into acknowledging your higher perceptions, briefly open your physical eyes, then quickly close them again. Your conscious intention of opening and closing your eyes assists your brain to compute your higher perceptions as real. It is true that you cannot perceive a frequency external to you that you cannot hold within you. However, even when you expand the frequency of your consciousness, you are still driven by the third-dimensional habit that your higher perceptions are just your imagination. This brief moment of doubt in your own perceptions lowers your consciousness, as well as your perceptual range. Fortunately, many of you are naturally beginning to perceive your physical reality from the viewpoint of a higher frequency. The problem is that your 3D brain has been trained to believe that only third-dimensional perceptions are real, and all the higher dimensional perceptions are not real. Then, you begin to doubt yourself and think, maybe it was just a past life. Please remember that past and future memories are limited to the time-bound realities of the third and fourth dimensions. Once your consciousness has expanded into the fifth dimension, you will remember, and actually perceive that all your lives occur simultaneously. Happily, our dear emissaries, these myriad brief moments of remembering your true, multidimensional reality are beginning to unify into increasingly complex memories of other realities. When we first asked you to bilocate to Earth, we had no idea how quickly your 3D brain would dominate over your multidimensional mind. We are happy to say that you have all adapted quite well to an extremely challenging situation. Fortunately, whenever you receive a wonderful rush of unconditional love from the higher worlds, your multidimensional mind completely overlights your third-dimensional brain. As you consciously remember this experience, you will become determined to repeat it by calling in unconditional love on a regular basis. You can best call in unconditional love by simply saying, "I unconditionally love myself." Please remember to ground this unconditional love by sharing with Gaia. For example, you can decree, "I now call unconditional love into my form and ground it into the body of Gaia." By making this decree, you are reminding yourself that you are a portal opener. Whatever higher dimensional service you share with your physical reality begins within your multidimensional self. Thus, when you open a portal to more effectively communicate with your higher self, you are also opening a portal of light to share with Gaia, as well as all her inhabitants. You, our dear emissaries, are serving as transducers of higher light by pulling in the higher energies through your personal portal and gradually stepping down these frequencies of light so that you and Gaia can accept this higher light into your personal and planetary self. By this action, you and the planet become one multidimensional being who is absorbing and dispensing higher frequencies of light and love into the crystalline overlay that surrounds the magnetic field of Gaia's 3D matrix. Eventually, the 3D matrix of illusion and polarity will be completely surrounded, and gradually transmuted, into the crystalline matrix for fifth-dimensional Earth. It is at this point that your life will begin to completely change. As the magnetic world of illusion is steadily transmuted into the crystalline world of unconditional love and multidimensional light, you will be able to easily accept all multidimensional experiences as real. Furthermore, when you experience even one brief moment in which the energy field of unconditional love and multidimensional light surrounds you, this energy field goes deep into your atomic structure. Once this multidimensional energy enters your atoms, it begins to activate the multidimensional markers in your 97% junk ascension DNA. We remind that 97% of your DNA is actually ascension DNA, which is now ready to flash into light body. We also see that you are all opening your entire chakra system to receive this higher light. Once your chakras are fully opened and circulating the higher light and unconditional love, your high heart and third eye, which are already calibrated to the fifth dimension and beyond, come online in your daily life. Dear emissaries, you are now ready for your next assignment, which is to connect this higher circuitry to every cell of your body via unconditional love for yourself. Unconditional love allows you to release hidden darkness, fear that you dared not even see before. Only with the courage that comes from loving yourself unconditionally, can you dare to look at the myriad wounded, darkened areas of your myriad physical lives. Then, please send them all unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness and unconditional acceptance for the myriad mistakes you believe that you made while lost in third-dimensional illusion. We tell you that none of these events were mistakes. You have been sent into a low-frequency reality during a time of great crisis with no rulebooks and no guidance, except from your own inner self. Since many of you were judged for your beliefs and/or decisions, you had to keep your true self a secret from your physical world. Because of these circumstances, many of you forgot your origins. Because of this unavoidable situation, we have come directly into your life to remind you of your true identity. Since Earth is still a free will planet, we can only assist you if you ask us. If your 3D self is not yet ready to believe in our existence, you can ask us for assistance while in your dreams or meditation. Even though some of our emissaries may still perceive their third-dimensional component as their only real self, we perceive your higher expressions of self and know that you is the real you. In fact, we perceive your higher dimensional self more clearly than your physical self, as that you is more in alignment with our frequency of consciousness. When you remember how to habitually hold a fourth or fifth dimensional state of consciousness, you will perceive, and experience, a very different reality. Someone standing next to you who is limited to third-dimensional consciousness and perceptions will actually be perceiving and living a very different reality. Your state of consciousness calibrates your perceptions to the version of reality that is consistent with the resonant frequency of your consciousness. We ask you to sleep on this concept and bring it into your meditations and creative endeavors. We ask you this because you can better receive and understand our transmissions from a higher state of consciousness. From a higher state of consciousness, you have a higher point of perspective. Hence, you perceive a very different reality. You can also take our words into your dream body, as you understand them more clearly from your fourth and/or fifth dimensional consciousness. You may even be able to stay conscious enough to carry a fifth dimensional dream back to your physical self. To best remember your higher dimensional dream states, before you go to sleep tell yourself, "Tonight I will send my fifth dimensional experiences into my waking memory." You may even wake up inside a fifth dimensional dream and be able to bring it all the way back into your awakening earth vessel. Remember throughout your busy day to imagine your myriad higher dimensional realities flowing around you. Then pull those realities inside your core to consciously be aware of your multidimensional self inside of you. In fact, please do so now. We will be with you because we are you. Blessings and gratitude for your great service to Gaia and the entire solar system that is yearning to flash into unconditional love and multidimensional light. The Arcturians and the Galactic Federation of Light. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com